In this video, we're going to learn about the Production Possibilities Frontier. The Production Possibilities Frontier, or the PPF, this is going to show us for a society the different types of combinations between two goods that society can produce. And it's almost always just two products in order to simplify, showing the opportunity cost when deciding between those two products. Now, earlier we learned about opportunity cost, and we'll see that the PPF actually sees an increasing opportunity cost. Remember, opportunity cost is what you have to forego from the next best option. And what we'll see is when we go between these two products, as we gain more of one, we have to give up even more and more of the other, which is where we see the law of increasing. And then lastly, we'll look at economic growth, which is going to figure out a way how we can get more of both products. This curve is our PPF. It's showing us the combinations between healthcare and education that our society can produce. For us to demonstrate the opportunity cost between these, let's go ahead and add some numbers. So we have healthcare, we have education, point A, B, C, D, and F. So let's say at point A, we start off with 50 health, point B, 48, C brings us down to 40, D we get down to 10, and then we're at 0 for F. And then we just move very similarly, 10 to B, let's say 20 to C, and then 48 and 50. Of course, starting off at 0 at A. Now, the easiest way to show the law of increasing opportunity cost is once we get closer to each of these points. So let's do A to B and then D to F to show their comparisons. Then I'll do these in a different color so it's easier for you to see. When we go from A to B, we are losing 2 and we gain 10. And remember, our opportunity cost is our loss over gain. And for us to see that our opportunity cost is going to cost us more, if we were to derive this down, so it's for every one increase in education, we would be foregoing 0.6 healthcare. Now, if we go from D to F, we are losing 10 healthcare and only gain 2 education. So if we were to break this down into how many for each education gain do we have to give up of health, we are having to give up 5 units of healthcare. So we see that as we get closer and closer to education, it's going to be more and more difficult for us to change the production procedures that we have and equipment and capital and retrain the labor to move over to a different industry, which causes us to have an increase in opportunity cost, or in other words, we have to give up even more to be able to gain the same 1 unit of that other product. Now, there is a way that we can get more of both, and that is going to be increasing this entire curve. So if this was PPF1, this would be PPF2. And this growth out here, the shifting, upward right shifting, that is what we call economic growth. Because, for example, if before we could only make 50 healthcare and 0 education, now we can make 50 healthcare, and then now we can make even more than 50, right? Education. We make 60 education while making 50 healthcare. Or we can move up here, make say 40 education, and now we can make 60 healthcare. As long as we're along this line, then we have both productive efficiency, and if it is what the society determines that they desire, then we have allocative efficiency. Now, if we're working at a point inside of the line, say a point U, then we have less of both resources than if we were at some point on the curve itself. And so at point U is what we would call unemployment. And then at point U, we no longer have productive efficiency. And that is our production possibilities frontier.